Hello and welcome to Mickey Art. My name's Michelle Edhouse and today I've just had a parcel delivered. I got contacted about doing a giveaway on the Acrylic Pouring for Fun Facebook group, and I said, well, what are you going to give away? We have a no promotion kind of scenario on that group, no sales, no promotion. So I said to the guy, look, how about we do a deal? So he sent me some paints. Now I don't know whether what I've got in this box is what they're giving away or what, but I will have more information for you coming soon. But Counterculture DIY who has sent me this package and who will be doing the giveaway. And I said to him, well, you send me some paints and I will do a review video of them, and as part of that review video we will announce the competition and see what we do from there. So holy Toledo, this is a huge box. I was not expecting this much paint. I am super grateful. Wow. So what have we got here? 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 bottles, and they are Rick's Mix. You guys have probably all come across Rick's channel, and Rick does some pretty cool stuff, and he's put out his own range of paint. And so let's have a look. No pre-mixing or mediums are needed. Gently tilt the bottle back and forth until the mixture is fully combined. The product is ready to pour. Done! Easy peasy lemon squeezy. How exciting is this? So we've got black and white, and then we've got, going to be doing some cool paintings with this, I hope. We have got Surf's Up, which looks like a sea spray turquoise, like turquoise colour. Come out. Lilac, which looks like it's separated, but that's okay. Lilac is purple, right? That's what we get. Lapis blue. Ooh, I love lapis. Lapis has got to be one of my favourite colours in all the world. So now these are all 16-ounce pre-mixed bottles, so that's quite exciting. We've got a heavy black. Oh, what sort of black is this? Oh, this is a coal black and alabaster white. I might have to do some research here. A heavy white. So we've got a heavy white and a heavy black. I'm wondering if these are what you would use for swiping. I wonder. Crimson Blossom Red. That's exciting. I like my crimsons. You guys know this. I haven't found a colour here that I don't like. Another alabaster white. Mandarin Orange. Maybe the violet and the orange will go together. Let's see. The lilac, sorry. Another coal black. So we've got 2 blacks, 2 whites, and then a heavy black and a heavy white, and a daffodil yellow. So it looks like I'm going to be having a huge amount of fun with this. I'm going to do some research, and I will be right back with my first pour, which won't be today because it's time to cook dinner. But I'll be right back in this video to do my first pour with you. See you soon. Alright, so I have got them all laid out. I've got a couple of little canvases here, and we're going to have a play with these funky paints. So I'm just going to do a couple today, but I will, as you can see, I've got a lot of paint here, so I will be playing with these over the next week or so, and you know, stay tuned to the end of the video to hear all about the deal that you can, you know, how you can win some of these paints through Counterculture DIY. They are very amazingly going to do a giveaway on Acrylic Pouring for Fun Facebook group, so come and join us over there. That's my Facebook group over there, and so I'm super excited. So what colours should we play with today? That's always a good question. So let's just get rid of one of those, because we're only going to do one at a time, and get it set up on some cans so that we can play with paint. Oops, that's not going to be flat, is it, if I put that underneath it? So first thing I'm going to do is a flip cup, because flip cups are pretty stock standard, easy to do. We all know how to do them, and if you don't, you will by the end of this video. I'm going to grab a recycled tuna tin. I use an Edge can opener to take these off, and then you end up with a lid that fits and keeps your paint nice and good if you're mixing your paints in it. It's under there. Now, as I said, he's given me heavy black and heavy white, and then alabaster white and coal black. And I went on the website and there was no information about the differences. They both said that they could be used as a undercoat paint, like a base coat, or in the layers. So we'll just have to see. So I'm gonna go down the line, and we're gonna go Surf's Up, Lilac, and Mandarin, because I think those colours will go quite nicely together. And then I'm going to put some heavy black and alabaster white. And I'm just going to do a flip cup with those 5 layered in, and hopefully we'll get something quite funky. So on the bottle it does say not to shake, but to gently tilt the bottle back and forth until the mixture is fully combined. I'm a bit lazy and didn't do that. I shook it because it was very, very, very separated. It's obviously been sitting a long time in the box to get to New Zealand. It did seem to take a long time to get here, so if you're ordering out of America, you may want to try shaking them and then let them stand. Oh, that is heavy. So that's the heavy white, and it's quite thick and goopy. So let's put lids back on some of them and not on others. I'm only going to put one layer of the black because that was really thick. But I am going to put white in a different spot this time. So I don't know if you can see that. Even though I shook it, there's still some separation of colour in there. So I might have to give them another big shake up before I do this again. And I'm gonna try just put some of this black around the edges so that if we look how thick that is. That is so thick. Alright, there's a brush. Quick whip round. Maybe this is the stuff that he uses on his boards. Let's just make our edges black with that heavy black. Now anytime you pick up new paints, every brand acts different to other brands. So you've got to play with them a bit to really get a sense of what they do, how they work. And you guys have seen everything I've done with these paints. I did not do anything behind the camera after I opened the box. I have literally laid them out and come back to you. Well, it is a different day. But hey. Alright, so we now have, that is quite thick, heavy. As it says on the bottle, it's heavy black. Alright. Now let's do a flip. Now there's no silicone in this. We'll just pop the canvas on top of the can and flip it over. Now one of the reasons why I spread the black around is I know that much paint in that tin is not enough to do the whole of an 8x10 canvas. So you can, I have a video where I talk about how to work out how much you need. Let's see what happens. Well, we've got some cool cells, sort of lacing type cells happening all over. And I'm just going to let it spread. See how runny that is? It's pretty much runnier than what I would normally mix mine as. And it's just spreading itself completely. And that white is, and so this is the alabaster white. Yep. And it is just spreading open. It says on the website that it's been density done so that you don't need to put silicone in, and that's very obvious here. It's really don't need silicone at all, and we're getting a lot of cells. I haven't torched it, nothing. So the white is just falling down through the other colours, creating those cells automatically for us. It has laced as well on the surf, but it's not as obvious because it's light on light. Let's just run the torch over. Pop any air bubbles for a start off and just see if anything happens. Oh, crikey, out of focus. That's not cool. Let me show you. So as you can see, it's very, very, very cellulicious, adding no silicone. I might have to do a resin test on this and see if you can just resin it without. Wouldn't that be cool? No silicone required, so no cleaning required, and you can just resin it. That would be super cool. I'm quite excited about that concept. Alright, let's see how these cells stretch. Alright, first off, what I'm seeing is there's a dense blob in here, and that is probably that black that I poured into the mix. So the whole thing is going to stretch strange around that area. You see how it's not moving in that centerpiece? Let's just get it over those corners, edges. Yeah, don't put the heavy black into your paint, into your mix. But look at those cells stretching out. Let's bring it back. The orange is nowhere near as intense as I thought it was going to be, but then we'll have to wait and see how it dries. Those of you that follow me normally will know that I always show you my dry pieces at the end of a video, except of course when I'm live, because that's not possible. And I've just lost some of those really pretty cells over the edge, but so the cells are stretching, but they're not holding together quite the same way a normal cell would. So you might want to not stretch it as much. I'm actually going to leave it like that. I quite like this this contrast. And I really like this bit here. I'm going to take a photo of that. That looks like some sort of stone rock formation-y thing. Alright, I'm going to put that one aside, and I'm going to do another one just to see how it ring pours. Let's have a go at that. Right, so I am going to assume that our heavy white does the same as the black, and I'm not going to put it in. Let's just have a look and see what it does. Yeah, so that is a thick white. So I would recommend using the white, the heavy ones, as a backer. That is not at all suitable for putting into your mix. Oops, it's coming off my tins. Sometimes I put pins in the back, sometimes I sit them on tins. So one of the good things that this heavy white and black would be for is for doing what I'm doing here and just getting a wet surface really, and making sure that the whole canvas is covered, so that if you don't choose not to let it just cover the whole canvas, you've still got paint on it. I know it's got gesso on it, but it's just not the same. Where's my tins going? Walking away. Alright, so next colour combo, we've got the heavy white down here, and we're going to go for some yellow at the bottom, some cherry blossom red. This is another one that's separated quite dynamically. Lapis blue. Now I love lapis, so I'm excited to see how this colour dries. And then this is the coal black. So this is, oh, aeroplane going over. This is hopefully the not heavy. Yeah, that's runnier. That's much more suitable for doing pouring. Alright, so let's just squeeze our tin into a pour. And I'm just gonna just tilt this side up a bit. Not a lot. This cherry blossom red is very magenta pink, almost fuchsia pink. Just doing a tiny little spiral. Just tilting slightly. See what I mean? I'm actually thinking about not covering this whole piece. In fact, even trying not to let it run off the ends. So this is going to be left a bit thicker than the other one, and we'll see how it copes with being thicker. Okay, let's give it a little torch. And I'm going to just let it sit for a minute or two and see, because you see how it's blending in, it's sort of doing a bit of interesting stuff where the colours are overlapping. So I'm just going to let it sit and see if that black does what the white did. So I'll be, oops, zoom in, zoom out. Sorry if I'm making you sick. I'll be right back. Okay, so it's only been a few minutes. It has run off. I've lost it over the edge, but that's okay. And And we do have some cell action going on in here. Let's see how well I can get it to show up. Oh, there it is. So it's definitely got some stuff happening. Not big silicon cells like you'd be used to, but it's not just plain. So if you like completely plain, no cell action at all, don't use this stuff. You're gonna get some sorts of reactions. I'm gonna bring this sideways because that's easier than trying to move the tripod. So gonna let that sit. The other interesting thing, can you see here, the white is actually climbing up the paint. Now it's supposed to be heavy white. I would have thought that would have sunk, but it's not. It's bleeding up. So that might be to do with the fact that it's a thicker paint, and as it's being thinned by the thinner paint, it's kind of bleeding up the sides. So just perhaps be aware of that. So I'm going to bring the camera down and show you that blue is definitely hiding under the pink. And he says red. I'm going to be interested to see how this dries, because that colour is called Cherry Blossom Pink, and it is Cherry Blossom Red. And Cherry Blossom is definitely more the colour than it being red. And that lapis has sunk, and I want to see more of it, so I will be definitely going for that. And let's go and have a look at the other one as well, see how that's shown up. Okay, so this is the piece I was saying I really liked. If I can get it to focus. This is sometimes the problem. It's like, it's not focused. Then that seafoam look, although it's got purple in it, it definitely does have a seafoam look. But these things are a bit weird. These have come up since it's been sitting over here. It's like a pimple. So remember, there's no silicone in this at all. Yet we've got these cell-like structures showing up. We've got those layers happening. Very interested to see how these dry. So I'll be back in 3, 2, 1. Okay, so they have dried, and as I had not planned, and I don't normally have problems with paint running off, because it doesn't. And this is runnier than my normal paint, so as you can see, it ran off. How's it getting any better than that? Oh well, it still looks pretty. That's all good. So my blue disappeared. I lost my blue, although it did come through by mixing with the yellow and creating this quite delicious bright green, and giving some density to, oh come on baby, giving some density to the pink, the cherry blossom pink. It's, yeah, that to me it's a pink, it's not a red. So if you're looking for red, don't go for the cherry blossom. What's going on? I think the amount of sun is causing a problem with my phone, but you can see the texture created. Remembering this has got no silicone in it at all. So those densities are definitely giving us some interaction between the colours. And see how I told you the white crawled up the side? It's even though this is now flat, you can see that three-dimensional white crawling up the side. Look, it's quite funky really. But we also had some bleeding over here, which is kind of weird. But overall, I quite like this piece. Not my most favourite. And yeah. One of the things I did want to show you, if I can get it to focus for us, where the yellow and the pink have combined, you do get quite a nice orange red. So if you do want a red, you might want to look at mixing those two colours together just to give that pink some warmth. How'd the other one go? Well, it's, to my mind, a mess. I'm not a fan of it, to be honest, this one. If you remember, this was the first one we poured, and I put the thick white into, or was it the thick black? No, it was the thick black. What did I put in there? Anyway, I don't remember. My brain has totally lost the plot. So, let's see if I can capture the texture that this has created. It's quite textured, and I get that's because of that thicker paint that hasn't spread out, and then when it's dried, it's left a texture. So that might be something you're looking for, but it wasn't what I was looking for. Where that is not, because that is centered around the middle, where that is not, the colors and things bright sunshine. I'm gonna have to deal with this for a while. It's dried quite evenly, quite nicely, where it's just got the colours. You can see that texture there. The sun's catching it. And the cell blur, there is some quite cool cells in there. But that cell blur that you get is from having such thin paint, which isn't a fan. I'm not a fan of it, but I know that there are a lot of people out there that are. So if you are a fan of that, awesome. And after we stopped the video, I did go in and dip into the leftovers. It's just a funky little area that I quite liked, and this was one of the dripping areas, which has come out quite nicely. The one thing I did notice though because of, no! Oh dear, I've just ripped the paint off the back of the glass. That is annoying. Look at this. Dang. This is super rubbery paint. I'm not sure it's such a good idea to put on glass. Or maybe you need to let it dry for weeks on end. Because that one's gone and done it too. Look at that. Oh, poo-ha and pork bones. Poo-ha is a type of weed/herb here in New Zealand, by the way. Kind of a bit like spinach. Oh well, there we go. They're clean and ready to be painted on again. Frustrating. The one thing I did notice, what I was about to show you, was around the edges, because of the thinness of the paint, around the edges of this oval one, it had pulled back and pulled, P-O-O-L, you know, make a pool of paint. It had pulled back and pulled, P-U-L-L-E-D, pulled back and pulled, P-O-O-L-E-D, in the middle, and we'd ended up with very thin around the edges, which was quite funky, and I quite liked it, and I was going to do something with it, but I can't now. That really frustrates me. Anyway, so as I said, I have been promising to tell you all about the giveaway over on the Acrylic Pouring for Fun Facebook group. So here's the details. Okay, so what's the deal with the giveaway? Well, Counterculture DIY noticed that we were pretty much at our 50,000 members on Acrylic Pouring for Fun Facebook group. If you're not already a member of that group and you would like to join us, jump on into the description below the video, and there is a link, or you can just Google, search on Facebook for Acrylic Pouring for Fun. You do need to agree to the terms of being kind and all that stuff to get into the group. And so what they've offered is to do a giveaway of 5 of Rick's Mix primary kits, which will have a blue, a yellow, a red, black and white in there. They're going to give 5 of those away, and there'll be a link in the group, and I'll put that there when I've put this video up, and you can go and register and be in to win. But they've also given us a coupon code. If you spend $45 or more on any purchase from Counterculture DIY, you'll get a $10 discount. So that code is also in that Facebook post. It is only for Acrylic Pouring for Fun Facebook group members. So you have to head on over to that. And I will, as I say, I will have that up there. So go ahead and jump on over to there. So other than that, guys, thank you so much for joining me. I do have more videos playing with this paint coming very shortly. I'm kind of getting back into the groove, having something new to play with, which is quite fun. So I will be having new videos coming semi-regularly as we go through. The next one is playing with swiping it, and yeah, getting some good results even without silicone. So if you're not already subscribed, hit the subscribe button, and when you hit the bell button, make sure you choose the all notifications. That's how you make sure that you are gonna get notified when I go live. And talking of live, we will be doing one of those in the coming week. So, coming weeks, before the end of the month. So, check it out. Come play with me. I look forward to having fun with you, and I'm excited to see how many of you play with this paint and have fun with it. So let me know in the Facebook group if you have played with it, and we will, or in the comments, and yeah, what else is possible? Have fun. Bye bye.